Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name's Max, and I'm here with another Pauper League, and I'm going to be playing Zoo in Pauper, so we're going to be playing some Wild NACATLs. So this is going to be a lot of fun. This is a brand new brew, barely tested it, but it looks pretty sweet. And before I get into the deck and all the card choices, how it works, let me shout out my channel. It's youtube.com/snapbolt. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Throw a like on this video. You can also ring the bell to know when my new content comes out. I have new content coming out every day. So again, it's an easy way to support me if you like what I'm doing. Thanks so much. Okay, now let's get into this deck tech. So this is Zoo. This is a Wild NACATL deck, and it's a 1 mana 1/1, and it gets +1/+1 if you control a mountain, and +1/+1 if you control plains. So I'm trying to take advantage of Wild NACATL with Highland Forest because this is a mountain forest. So if you control this and control Wild NACATL, this counts as a mountain. So it will be a 2/2. And then I'm playing one Arctic tree line. But it's like, oh, how can you expect to find the one Arctic tree line? But we actually essentially have five because we have Land Grant. And this is 2 mana sorcery, search your library for a forest card, put it into your hand. Then Highland Forest and Arctic Tree Line are both forests. But if you have no lands in hand, you can reveal this card, reveal your hand, and cast this card for free. So there's only 13 lands in the deck, and then Land Grant is like additional 4 lands, so it's kind of like 17 lands in the deck. So if you don't have any lands, you can search for Highland Forest or Arctic Tree Line. I am kind of expecting Call to be a 2/2 a lot of the times in this deck. We're not trying to combo and always make it a 3/3. But being a 2/2 is fine with Savage Swipe. It just gives us another 1 mana 2/2, essentially in Stompy, because our deck is very similar to Stompy. We just get red cards of Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, and Curd Ape. So it is pretty interesting. Our mana is obviously much worse. We have to play these like land grants and a lot of tap lands. But we get the extra removal in Chain Lightning and Reach in Lightning Bolt. Both of these can go face. And then Curd Ape is just a 1 mana 2/3. A little hard to cast, but you can use the red mana from Burning Tree to cast Curd Ape as well, or Boulder Chain Lightning. So Burning Tree is actually pretty sick in this deck. Another good thing to note about Land Grant is it's really interesting. Yeah, revealing your hand can be bad, but the fact that Land Grant essentially is a basic forest untapped or a Highland Forest, a tapped red-green land. So this can essentially be a tap duel, either Arctic Tree Line or Highland Forest or an untapped land. And nothing else in Pauper can really do that because generally why these aggressive 2-color decks don't work in Pauper is because the mana is so bad. So I'm trying to use Land Grant to help fix that problem, but it is pretty sketchy. Revealing your hand can be bad, but a lot of times we're just playing out a bunch of creatures and a removal spell, so we don't really care about revealing our hand that much. Yeah, Savage Swipe is really good in this deck because all our 16 1-drops, even like Pit Skull, most of the time it's going to have 2 power, work with Savage Swipe. So we're a really good Savage Swipe deck. Even Burning Tree and Riverboa both work with Savage Swipe as well. So most of our creatures are going to have 2 power, and if any of them have 3 power, you can still just kill their 2/2 with your Savage Swipe, which isn't bad. But now we get 4 Bolt, 4 Chain Lightning, 4 Savage Swipe, so we have a lot more removal than a typical Stompy deck. We are losing out on the Hunger of the Howl Pack synergy, but we still are a Rancor deck, so that's pretty sweet. The card I'm most unsure about is Cyril's Packmate. I was looking for like additional 2-drops that would be good in the deck. I thought about playing Keldon Marauders. I was looking for more 1-drops that might be good. There's, is it Loam? Not Loam Lion, Savannah Lions. 1 mana, 2/1 can't block. But 2/1 is a lot sketchier than 2/2. And I didn't know about the Savannah Lions. I wasn't sure. Again, this is the card I'm still most unsure about. Maybe Keldon Marauders would be good, but it's just not sustain. And one thing I like about Packmate is it's this big effect, but yeah, it costs 4 mana, but generally you're gonna be able to foretell and then play it later. And a lot of times this deck runs out of gas on like turn 3, 4, 5, where you don't have anything else to do. And then over the course of multiple turns after that, you have a decent board. Then you just foretell Packmate, then cast it, and then this keeps the gas flowing and is just a reasonable body. At least that's the idea. It might just be too slow and clunky, or maybe like 2 copies of it would be better than 4. But I'm going to try this build to start. 3 Riverblood because this card is actually pretty good, especially in the meta right now with a lot of Fae. Another way to build this deck would be to play Young Wolves and play Grofts. But then at that point, it's like, okay, well, then you also want Nest Invader, and then it's like, okay, well, then you just want to be Mono Green Stompy. So, not sure about that line either. We do get good cards in the sideboard. I'm just playing triple Gorilla Shaman. There's been a lot of affinity, and Gorilla Shaman seems good in this list. Quad Pyroblast and 2 Electrickeries. 2 Gleeful Sabotage, because we already have a lot of Gorilla Shamans. 3 Weather the Storm, and a Relic. I was unsure about this Relic. I wonder if I should just play like a kind of like a Destroy All Enchantments effect or something for Boggles and Mono White. That might be better. Maybe we just play a Serene Heart. All right, let's do this. Let's just play Serene Heart. I know this kills Rancor, but Rancor will come back, and this will be good against Mono White and Boggles, and just give us better outs in those matchups. I don't know about like a couple Gleeful Sabotage and a Serene Heart. That's kind of weird, but I don't hate it. It just seems good. It could also be a 4th Weather the Storm, just have a bunch of hate for burn. But I think 3 Weather the Storm is fine. Sometimes with too many of this card, you just end up drawing it. You draw like multiple copies, but then you don't actually have good ways to win. So I think 3 is fine. But this has been kind of a long deck tech. This deck looks sweet. I don't know how good it's going to be. Let's find out. Let's go round 1. All right, welcome to round 1 here. We're against Adriano Crying Face. This hand is 1 land or land grant off of being pretty solid. But I think I'm supposed to mulligan because all I'm doing right now is playing a 1/1 NACATL and that's it. So let's just mulligan. That's like definitely something that can happen with this deck, and this hand looks a lot better, so let's keep this. I'm not sure what to put back. They kept 7. So I can put back Bolt or Savage Swipe and just keep my 3 creatures and my 2 lands. Savage Swipe has higher upside, but it also carries higher risk. It being a green card is also good. I'm going to lead turn 1 Wild NACATL and turn 2 play Highland Forest. So I think Savage Swipe might actually be better than Bolt. Because if I need to play a removal spell on 2, I can play a Savage Swipe where I can't play Bolt until 3. Assuming I'm going to lead Wild NACATL on 1. So I'm just going to put Bolt back. Could have put back Skargan Pit Skulk as well. Kept 2 removal spells. But I think this is good. We're against Burn? Looks like we're against Burn. Okay, well, I can go turn 1 NACATL, turn 2 make it a 2/2, and then Savage Swipe this. Assuming they don't kill my 1/1 NACATL, which they might do. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I don't think it's necessarily that bad for us. All right, I'm going to lead Nettle now. Because if they don't play 2 spells, I can just block this. This will be a fun matchup. We have triple Weather the Storm. Okay. So they play a Searing Blaze and then attack for 1. If they have a land, second Searing Blaze, that's obviously going to be bad news for us. But this is kind of cool. We play a 2/2 NACATL. I'm expecting them to just kill it, which kind of sucks. But next turn, I could go Curd 8 plus Savage Swipe. Generally, you want to play Savage Swipe on the turn you're going to attack, but at least we're eating burn spells. Can also just go like... I don't really want to play a 1/1 Skargan, but I could. Especially if they have mana available. Okay, they Needle Drop me. Land Grant. Revealing my hand is also kind of going to suck. They have 4 cards left and I'm at 13. Just being on the draw here is just making us fall so far behind. Plus, obviously our tap lands are not good either. So I can play a Curd Ape into Savage Swipe, make sure I can resolve this, and then keep the Chain Lightning. The thing is, they can also fire back the Chain Lightning if they have a bunch of mana available, which is real, especially if I reveal it to Land Grant. But then I have to play a 1/1 Scargian and then Chain Lightning this. And then I still don't Savage Swipe and attack. All right, let's just go Curd Ape, Savage Swipe, Land Grant, reveal our hand, unfortunately, but that's what I'm going to do. It would be pretty crazy if they Fire Blast this Curd Ape. I don't expect them to. Yeah. All right, let's just... Could wait on this, but I think getting the green-white tap land here is worthwhile. Because what if I draw like a Packmate or something? And this just thins our deck. We do have to reveal our hand, but again, I think it's just kind of part of this deck that we have to do that. Like, imagine if we were on the play, we would have gone Nettle Sentinel, they would have gone Lava Runner, and then we just Savage Swipe attack. It's such a different game at that point. So, pretty brutal for us here. Curse, okay. Definitely in trouble. Just take one. Then we draw a land. I actually had one more land in the initial build. Well, it's not misplay here. I had one more land in the initial build as well, but I have since cut it. Let's not play Chain Lightning yet. No need to just bolt face. I have plenty of time to bolt. And if they play like a Thermal Alchemist, I'm going to want to kill that. All right, they Rift Bolt. They're just on 2 lands, which is honestly bad for me. Some people just love these mountains and these basics. Okay, I'm going to 11. They have a Rift Bolt suspended. Let's attack for 4, play a Nettle. I think this matchup overall is decent for us because all of our creatures are recurring damage. So if we're able to get off like a Weather the Storm or just have a good draw with a bunch of creatures, it's hard for them to like answer all the creatures and have enough resources to deal us lethal. But we're in trouble here in this game. Bolt me. We're also on the mulligan here. I don't think we're going to be able to win this game. We're going to 5 and then down to 4. And then we probably just get fire blasted. The Searing Blazes are pretty brutal in this matchup too. Lava Spike. And then they have 3 more cards. Pretty systematic from them. Wishing I had the 4th Weather, even though I said it wasn't very good in the deck tech. Still a fun game 1 there. All right, so Weather the Storm coming in. I could bring in like 1 or 2 copies of Lethal Sabotage. Are the curses an aura because it's an enchant player? I think it is, right? I actually have to check that. Let's see. Okay, it's definitely an aura. It says it right on the card. Something I should definitely know. Okay, I think Riverbows can come out. It's just kind of like a 2-1 regenerate. It's not that good. I'd probably rather have Packmate, even though it's clunky. I mean, 1 Serene Heart isn't bad. It just gives me an out to their curse. Don't know if I need it. It's just like bad news for me if they don't draw curse or if they side out some number of curses and then I just have this destroy enchantment thing. I'd rather just be proactive and play out my creatures, I think. I think keeping the Savage Swipes is fine. Yeah, let's just do this sideboard. I know Riverboa can regenerate versus their removal, but I still think it's probably worse. Maybe I should go down a Packmate or 2 because it's clunky, but this fact that it cycles like makes me the much bigger kind of like mid-range deck or much bigger aggro deck here. So now we're on the play. This hand is close. I have to lead tap land, and then I just don't have a second land. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Just was, I think, just a little bit too clunky. And this one I'll keep. Because I can go play Mountain, play Curd Ape, play Land Grant for Forest. And then turn 2, I can go like Forest, Savage Swipe. I can just put back a Savage Swipe here. So let's keep. Because who knows how many creatures they're actually going to have. Obviously, this hand's not perfect either, but I think this is a keep. We have 2 lands, so let's go land and land grant. Get forest. I like to play this on the turn even before we play land, because if I drew like a tap land next turn, I wouldn't be able to play land grant. I would have to play the tap land out of my hand and then play land grant. But I like this. Okay, just play a 1/1 Curt Ape. And then next turn we can play forest, make it a 2/3. Wow, tap land? That's kind of surprising. All right. Hit for 2, play another 2/2. Kind of just do what the deck does. And obviously, hopefully they just try to play a Thermal Alchemist or something on 2. They go land Searing Blaze here, it's going to be bad. But Searing Blaze is just a really good card in this matchup all the time. There's nothing I can do about that. Just want to draw more creatures. Packmate is a really good draw. Nettle is a fine draw. Don't want to draw any more lands. We only have 14 lands left in our deck and 51 cards, so we have a lot of spells to draw. I just want to keep drawing 2/2s, basically. This Nettle is actually pretty awkward, so we don't necessarily have that many green spells. Okay, well, this actually is not that great considering I have the Savage Swipe, because yes, it's going to deal me 2 damage, but I can Savage Swipe and then deal them an extra 2 damage and just keep this bolt in my hand. And there's a Packmate too, nice. So let's go, I guess Savage Swipe here, doesn't really matter. And then just foretell the Packmate, which I can cast next turn, which is exactly where I want to be. Draw towards a Weather the Storm. So I get hit to 15, I hit them down to 10, and I have a Bolt. So I'm like, you can see whoever's on the play, like it matters so much. And then foretell Packmate. It just looks so awkward in the deck list to have Packmate, but I think it's actually decent. If they play any other creatures, I can answer that. Okay. They have 4 cards left. They've played 2 Searing Blaze, which is, again, like worst case scenario for us. Rancor. All right, so now I go Rancor this, attack for 4, and then play a Packmate, untap it again, draw a card. So they're basically, I know they have a Rift Bolt suspended, but they're basically going to have to kill me next turn, and they probably can, but this is close. Didn't draw Weather the Storm. See, this is like a big threat that you can cast even when you don't have the full 4 mana. Okay. Again, they're going to have to kill us here, and if they don't have lethal in hand, they might consider like Rift Bolting one of our creatures. If they go face here, it's pretty sketchy considering I have 7 power. Okay, nice. They just kill the Nettle. Then they kill the Packmate as well, and then I just have lethal in hand over 2 turns. So nice. This is looking like it should be pretty much locked up now. I guess if they still have lethal somehow, I'm going to have to take 4 off this because I need to just go bolt face, bolt face. Needle dropped me down to 9 and they still have 2 cards. I'm going down to 7. So if they have Burn Spell plus Fire Blast, it's lethal. And if they have triple Burn Spell, it's lethal. But they need a 4 damage Burn Spell here, so they basically need Fire Blast and another Burn Spell. They were about to jam. I wonder if I need to bolt this Lava Runner. I feel like they have Fire Blast, but I can't really bolt the Lava Runner. It's just not a good way to try to win. I just have to hope. Okay, nice. That's good for me. Do not bolt and Fire Blast me. I'd be pissed. Okay, let's show them we had it the whole time. Only had the 1 red source. And wow, we were able to beat double Searing Blaze there. And that was another mulligan, right? Yeah, that was another mulligan. They mulliganed as well, but Nice. This deck is pretty fun. All right. I'm not going to bring in any enchantment destruction again, especially seeing that Keldon Marauders, they probably boarded out the other stuff. I'm going to keep all the Savage Swipes in. They have all their creatures still, so just run it back. Really want to see Weather the Storm. Like, Burning Tree, Weather the Storm is so sick. Well, can't keep this. Savage Swipe, Rancor, Bolt, and 4 mana sources is just not good. It's mulligan. They mulligan to 6 as well. And this looks good. Okay. This is where I want to be. This hand is clunky as well, but it's actually pretty good. So they kept 6. Let's keep as well. I can just put back a Savage Swipe with this draw. So I'm going to just try to play NACATL as a 3/3. I don't know if it matters, but I can play turn 1 Highland Forest, and then Land Grant. This is going to get a hit in. Nothing I can do. Okay, so we play Highland Forest. I could Land Grant and get an untapped forest. And then next turn I could play like NACATL plus Nettle Sentinel. But it'd be nice just to play a 3/3. I mean, they're gonna just kill the NACATL, but then they have to. Yeah, let's just reveal our hand, cast Land Grant right now, and get the green-white land to make NACATL 3/3. It's pretty close. Because I could also just get an untapped forest, and then just like next turn play Nettle plus Bolt. And then just have this as a 2/2. I mean, it's probably just gonna get bolted anyway. And then this is much more, this makes me like able to play 2 spells next turn. All right. It's tempting, but on the next Land Grant, I can get the Highland Forest, or whatever the other one is. What's the other one? The green-white one. You know what I'm talking about. Let's do this. Okay. Chain Lightning me right now, and then Bolt me right now as well. They know my hand. Okay, Needle drop me, hit for 2, so I'm at 14, and they have 3 cards in hand. But again, I'm probably gonna go Nettle and plus Bolt here. Okay. I could just go Nettle plus Savage Swipe while they're tapped out. But again, Savage Swipe is good when you get to attack and then get the +2/+2 and hit with the +2/+2. That's where it really gets broken. So I think I'm just going to go Nettle plus Bolt here. Not going to play NACATL. Can play that next turn. They need lands to also be able to Searing Blaze, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Just keep drawing that card. Brutal. Okay, there's a mountain. It's actually not a bad draw because now I just get to go mountain, NACATL, foretell Packmate. Then next turn I can play the Packmate. See, Packmates are like, yeah, they're slow, but they're actually like pretty decent, I think. Still just need to draw Weather the Storm, basically. Bolt the NACATL? No. Okay. I want them to play more creatures. Okay. I asked for it. They have a burn spell in response for this Savage Swipe. That could certainly cost me the game. Am I supposed to play this first? I don't see why not. Burning Tree Emissary. I think I'm supposed to play Burning Tree and then Savage Swipe NACATL fighting here. Go to 9. They have 2 cards left. So I just have to hope they don't have Bolt here. Alternatively, I can just save the Savage Swipe. What if I just Lightning Bolt the Keldon Marauder? It's just so much higher upside to do this. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to hope they don't have it. I'm just going to go Savage Swipe here. I could get less greedy by Savage Swiping my Burning Tree, but again, I want to hit for 4, so nice. It just worked. Thank God. I'm I'm not going to lightning bolt right now. I have plenty of mana. So drawing Weather the Storm will probably be game. But I'm at 9. They have 2 cards, so if their hand is triple bolt, I'm if they draw a bolt and their hand is 2 bolts, I'm dead. But otherwise, I have a pretty decent board of 7 power and a bolt. So this is looking close, real close. They play a mountain, nice. Another Searing Blaze. Why? Wonder if their last card's a land. It's a Thermal Alchemist. Okay, well they have 0 cards and I'm at 6. So I bolt that, hit for 4, play another 2/2. So it's me at 6, them at 12, and I have 6 power in play. So it's gonna be close. God, have they drawn 2 Searing Blazes every game? That's really what I don't want to see is the Searing Blazes. But I mean, now they can't really landfall it. So if they drew one now, that would be fine. Okay, well, they can actually fire this back at me, so I can't actually cast this. But I do have a 2-turn clock, so they need to draw Bolt Bolt out of the last 2 draw steps. So let's see if they do it. It's definitely possible. No. Come on, opponent, please. Okay. Let's make him sweat it. Let's wait. Okay. Please. Please, opponent. Tap out for like a Thermal Alchemist. Oh my god. They drew 3 spells out of the last 3, and they were all burn spells. GG's. Damn, that was real close. Real close. That was a fun match. That was a fun match. Oh god. They played the bolt and then they played the needle. Ah, fuck. That was so close. Wanted to get the first match win with the deck. Alright, I'll see you in round 2. Alright, we're against Ticklebush. We've played this opponent a couple times. Nice opponent. Let's see what they're on. I wonder if they're going to be on Fae. I'm going to mulligan this 0 land hand. Let's see if our River Boas can do some work. They said, hey, I'm working on a 2-3, 0-1 so far. I'm going to say, I'm right there with you. It's mulligan. It's mulligan again. All right, we're keeping this. This hand's actually pretty good because I get to go turn 1 Arctic Tree Line, then turn 2 Mountain, NACATL, Curdape, and just make a big board. They have 7 cards in hand. I wonder if I should keep Packmate and just bottom Chain Lightning and Rancor and just play creatures because it's kind of scary to go for a Rancor. I have to put 2 cards back. I could also put back Rancor Packmate. Packmate does seem kind of like where I want to be. Because if they leave up blue on 2, I could also just foretell Packmate on 2. Just going to do this against my better judgment. I think this is what we want. Yep, there's Island. All right, Riverblow, where you at? These islands are pretty sick. I still play Arctic Tree Line because I want my NACATL to be a 3/3. They went top with Preordain. It's kind of scary. Preordain again. So bottom, and then Mountain. Okay. Let's go play Mountain, play Curdape, play NACATL. Yo. Bolt NACATL. Yep. If they're on blue red Fey, this is gonna be tough. Ponder. I know they said to me on Twitter, I posted my challenge victory blue red list, and they were like, "Okay, I'm gonna jam your list, and I'll get a 2-3 with it." So I wouldn't be surprised if they're on my list. All right, let's attack with this to start, see if they kill it, and then play Skargan and Foretell Packmate. Okay, they scred it. Okay, now I'm just gonna Foretell Packmate. I don't want to play this as a 1-1. It's just so bad. I almost misclicked onto Forest there, but I didn't. Definitely in trouble here. I have some other ideas about how I could build like a Naya deck that's more mid-rangey as well. All right, let's go play Forest. Cast this. Could also just hard cast this one for 4 mana. Keep this one Foretold. I think that's actually better. This is probably going to get counterspelled regardless, but then if I draw, like, then, I mean, I could have always just cast this one and then Foretold this one after. So maybe that was the play, but if they play a spell setter, then they're going to get a ninja going. Definitely in trouble if that's the case. Yeah. That deck is just so good. We're just probably going to be outgunned here, especially on a mulligan to 5. Land grant. All right. Might as well just Packmate before land grant, I think. If they have counter, I'm just dead. I mean, they can easily have another bolt or scred as well. Let's play Kurt Ape. Oh, we knew about that. That was a bad play. I should have led Skargan. Sorry for that. That was a mistake. Just gonna play it. Not sure if I should. I don't think I'm getting a hit in anytime soon here, so I'm definitely in trouble, especially if they just bolt this Packmate here. So I think we're dead. 7 cards, blue red Fey against 5. We just needed more resources. I mean, this game might have looked different if I had like a lightning bolt and a rancor or something, but probably not. I mean, we're kind of just getting worked. Augur into bolt. All right. Let's just go to the next one. Let's get to bring in some Pyroblasts. Electrickery is also not bad. Deals with Spell Stutter Sprite and Fairy Seer. Don't know if they're going to keep Fairy Seer in the deck, but they could. Can side out some number of Chain Lightnings. They're a little bit clunky. Savage Swipe is also, it's good, but it's kind of like sketchy to use. I do like siding out Skargans because they have so much removal that it's hard to turn these on all the time. And again, Savage Swipe is really good, but it's a little more risky. Maybe I should keep it anyway. Board out all the Skargans. I just want to have a lot of creatures though. Alright, let's try this. Could also not board in Electrickery, but I think I like it. Alright, let's keep this hand. This hand looks fine. This is kind of what we signed up for. Island Preordain. Alright. So I just play Kurt Ape, tap land, and on 3, I play Burning Tree and then 2 spells. So turn 2, 2, 3. And then next turn we might be able to play a bunch of spells. Ooh, there's a Riverboa. Start by attacking. I'm going to go for Burning Tree. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets countered, but if it does, that's fine. If it doesn't, I get to double spell. Okay, they counter it. Okay, they're just trying to slow me down. Ponder or preordain. Yep. There's a reason I generally play blue decks. Ponder and preordain are just so busted. It's just when you're playing the non-ponder preordain decks, it feels like you just like don't have a chance basically. I would like to wait to play River Boa when I can have a forest up to regenerate with. But they can't actually counter it right now, and I have a second one. Right, start by attacking. I could play like, oh, they abrade it. Okay. I could just double spell here to get the most power down. I think this will just likely just die. So I might as well just put more power into play. So let's just go Nettle plus, which one is better? I guess if I draw Land Grant, while NACATL can hit for 3, it's a green spell. I'm not sure if that matters. I guess I have 2 green red lands. Let's just play NACATL. Actually, I should have played Curdape because NACATL can untap Nettle Sentinel. So I could have played Bolt plus NACATL to untap Sentinel. It's probably not that relevant, but that was a small mistake. All right, there's a Fairy Seer. They played 2 pieces of interaction, but it seems like they played a lot. At least I have a lot of gas. Okay. I'm just going to attack with both. And then I think I might just... They scred the NACATL. It's going to be real bad if they have a Spell Stutter Spray. Still think I'm just supposed to just try to jam this, especially with the second one that I want to play next turn. If they Spell Stutter this, I'm just like done. Nice. Okay. They might just untap and burn it, but if they don't, then I'm in a good spot. They've used 2 removal spells. They have only 4 cards left. Okay. I wonder if they let that resolve on purpose. Get the ninja hit in. And they replay Fairy Seer. Okay. And they get to scry. They top. Jesus, that's bad. All right. So now I get to attack. Burning Tree was a fine draw, but I'm still in trouble. So let's go Burning Tree. Then do I go Curdape Bolt or River Boa Bolt? I don't want this to get countered, but at the same time, I don't want it just to get burned. All right, let's just bolt this and then play Curdape. I have to actually use red mana for it. Okay. And Riverbow can untap this. Augur. Okay, that just like stops my entire team. They get to draw Ponder. I wonder if they just topped an Augur and then topped the Ponder after that. That would make sense. At least I get to resolve Riverboa, so maybe that can just go door to door. It's going to be hard for them to play double removal spell on Boa, and they can't counter it. They choose to not shuffle. I guess they could play Island and then have Spell Stutter up. They don't. Okay. Let's attack with everything, play Riverboa, and then not play Nettle, because I want to leave up Regenerate. Scred, okay. Then I just hit for 2. Down to 12, and then I get my Boa down, which is definitely what I want. Augur is just wrecking me here, though. Maybe I'm not supposed to be siding out all the Savage Swipes just because of how good it is. Scred, okay. I'm at 17 still. Fairies here, bottom. One bottom, one top. Okay. Attack for 1. They do have a Scred. I can't attack with my 2/2s. Let's play land, attack. I suppose play Nettle. I don't think there's any way I need to regenerate 4 times. Rancor would obviously be a good draw. I also have a little bit of reach with my burn spells, but Scred the Burning Tree. Okay, it resolves. It's an interesting line. I guess they just don't want me to build up too big of a board. Preordain. I'm just feeling like so outgunned here with all their cantrips, their card advantage. They draw a card with Preordain. They attack with those, sure. Okay, River Boa. Okay, okay. Gonna foretell that. Can't just cast it because we need green available. Plus, I don't even know if I'll cast it if they have just 2 open blue mana. I mean, maybe I should, but they've been cantripping a lot, so I expect them to have counterspell. I mean, I guess they can't spell Flitter or Packmate, so that's something. But we know about one more Scred, right? Or oh, they used it on the Burning Tree, I think. Top. Jeez. They're gonna ninja? No. Okay. Interesting. Rancor. All right, let's go. I could have Rancored a Nettle Sentinel, I suppose, but I think I'm supposed to put it on the River Boa, force them to just bolt this over and over and over. Oh, they have Spell Setter. Okay. They did tap their red mana, though. I wonder if I can get greedy and just play a Packmate. Their red mana is tapped right now, too. I think I have to. They'd have to have untapped red source to be able to double bolt the River Boa on their turn. So let's just play it. Draw. Pyroblast. Okay. That could do something. Pyroblast is a good draw if they don't leave enough blockers back. I can't play it now because I have to leave up Regenerate 100%. But they went top. They attacked for 3 in the air and they ninja, I assume. I just can't believe they didn't have ninja last turn. I wonder if they sided some number out. Okay, no ninja. I'm at 9. I wonder if they have like multiple bolts. Wow, Commodore. Okay. 5-2 trample. They draw a card, but then I get to draw a card off Riverboat, putting them to 4. NACATL. I could also go Pyroblast Augur, attack with everything, and then play NACATL untapping my Nettles. Because they're going to go to 4 off this. So they have to block 2 creatures. And then I get in for another 2. And then I could draw a bolt off the Monarch. So I think I like it. I'm at 9, so they're gonna have to block with Commodore. It's Pyroblast Augur, attack with everything, and try to draw bolt. So they probably block Nettle, Augur on Nettle, and then Commodore blocks Packmate. Then they go to 2. They have to block with Commodore to survive. And then they need double bolt, but they only have 1 red source. It's actually looking reasonable. I get to untap my Nettles for blockers too. Okay, so I have the Monarch now. NACATL to untap my Nettles and bolt. No. Okay. So they need to kill me here or be able to bolt the River Boa to stop it from killing them. So this is close. River Boa obviously is just a house in this matchup. They shuffled. Okay, it looks like they don't have it. They're just going to concede. don't think there's... I guess the way is to draw Scred or Bolt, and then bolt this, because when you regenerate successfully, it taps the creature, so they just concede. Okay, nice. Whew. Drew 4 lands in 20 cards. It's kind of where you want to be, right? Okay. Wonder if I'm supposed to bring the Savage Swipes back in. Obviously, we want Pyroblast. Hmm. I like going down on the Scargan. I mean, I guess that does attack through their augurs better than my other creatures. I could board out like 2 Curd Apes. I mean, they're a little bit harder to cast. And they died to Bolt and Scred like just as easily. Go 3 Scargan, 3 Savage Swipe. Sure. This is all experimental at this point, so let's try this. We have Electrickery as well, which obviously would have been good last game. Can't keep. I thought this was a forest, so that's why I was thinking about it, but just got a mulligan again. All right, let's keep this. This is not good, but I think I have to keep. They mulligan to 6 as well. Looks like they're probably deciding what to put back. I'm just going to put back a Highland Forest. Let's keep back. That way if I draw Wild NACATLs, I can just have 3/3s. Savage Swipe, okay. The downside is I can't even cast anything on 2 with these tap lands. So this is really the bad part about this deck, is having to play 5 tap lands in this aggressive aggro deck. Doesn't really work out that well. Fairies here. I might just bolt this right now, even though it's obviously not a great play. It is good to kill their things when they're tapped out. Now, though, I think I'm just going to play Nettle and tap land and save the Bolt. If they get a Ninja hidden, they at least have to tap a lot of mana to do so. Then I can kill the Ninja. I think this is what I want to do. I actually want to draw another forest here. Okay, they're just not tapping down at all. Playing Rancor seems pretty bad into 3 open mana. So let's start with land, attack. And then I can go Burning Tree into Riverboa, or at least try to. I can essentially counter a Spell Stutter Sprite with this Lightning Bolt because these cost 2 mana. Okay, nice. So I'm going to go for Bolt. I doubt they're going to have Dispel. Hydroblast. Jesus. At least I still have my Riverboa, though. And I still have a Savage Swipe. If they have land Ninja here, it looks like they do. They're just jamming it. Oh, no. They can just bring back Spell Stutter and then have Spell Stutter again. That's just such a brutal combo. I even have the Bolt to break it up, and they have the Hydroblast. Okay, let's try this again. Burning Tree. They counter it. Okay. And then I just go Savage Swipe, kill this. And then hit for 4. And then next turn, I can just play Riverboa, or I can play Riverboa plus Rancor. We'll just see what we draw. Depends what they have. I mean, this game's not over. No Ninja, thank you. Pyroblast. Okay, this makes me want to just Rancor. Could be better just to Riverboa this turn and then Rancor the Riverboa next turn. Let's go for this. Can Pyroblast a counterspell. I know I don't have green mana up to regenerate, but I mean, what do you want? Like, I can't do everything. I need to try to resolve it. Again, I could have just played Rancor. Need them to not have a burn spell here, and they're probably going to, but if I get to untap, I might just win this game off the strength of Riverboa. Don't do it. One bottom, one top. Bolt. Okay. Luckily, I can just Rancor this hit for 4. It's pretty good. Packmate's also really good. It's a good draw. Can foretell that. No spell stutter? Nice. All right, hit him down to 8. We're kind of doing it here. Can we beat blue-red? These games have all been really close. Even if we end up 0-2 in this league, it doesn't necessarily mean this deck is terrible. I mean, we're giving these decks like a run for their money. They have 1 card left. They hit me down to 10. No ninja? Okay. Okay, we get to draw. Nice. There's a Chain Lightning. I think I'm supposed to do this now while they don't have red mana untapped. They had Spell Stutter. Damn. Okay, they have 0 cards. Let's just kill one of these now. Pass. It's my 3/3 versus their 2/1/1 flyings. But they have Ponder and Preordain in their deck. If they just drew Ninja right there, that would have been just like crazy bad for me. I wonder if they just drew land. It looks like they're F6'd. We drew a 2/2 unblockable. And they're at 5 and we have 5 power. Might just take out blue-red Fae. Please. We also still have 3 lightning bolts, a chain lightning in the deck. 2 more river boas. A lot of 2-power creatures, and they're just staying back to chump. Love to see it. There's a river boa, nice. So start by attacking, and then just jam river boa. Gonna jam it here. Yes, they could have a counter spell, but make them use it. If they don't have it, then they lose to this. Oh, wow. I mean, we do have triple river boa main. Augur, sure. Doesn't actually block Skargan. So I still have 2 unblockable creatures. They missed. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. GG's, nice. Beat blue-red Fae. Pretty impressive. Really close. I mean, we drew fairly well in the last 2 games, not drawing too many lands. Congrats on the challenge. Thank you so much. Yeah. If you haven't watched my other videos, I just got first place in the challenge last weekend with Blue-Red Fae. And it looks like that's probably the list they're playing, and they told me they were going to play with it, so that could be it. So nice. 2 really close matches. 1-1. Nice. See you in round 3. Let's go. All right. Welcome to round 3. We're against Bryant Cook, who is the creator behind The Epic Storm. Go check him out on YouTube. It's The Epic Storm. Lots of great content, lots of Pauper content. They only play Storm decks, so I'm expecting for them to be actually on Twiddle Storm here. So we'll see. Would you like to play first? Yes, I would. I mean, considering that they're just a Storm player, like I just played 2 Burning Trees on 2 and then that's it. Doesn't seem that great. Like I just put 4 power down and that's all I do. I guess if they're on any type of creatures, this hand is reasonable. I can just put back a land grant even and just go Highland Forest, Burning Tree, kill one of your things. Just because I know them and I know they always play like crazy like Twiddle Storm decks and stuff, I just feel like they're likely not to have creatures. This is this is tough. Oh, this is our 7. This is our 7. I don't need to put anything back. What am I talking about? I'm on the play, so I get 1 draw to try to draw another creature. I'm just gonna keep. It's close. I'm not really sure. It's really tough because if we don't draw anything on the first draw step, this hand isn't great. I guess I can cast a land grant off the Burning Tree mana. Creature, any creature. Okay, I'll take it. I'll just play that as a 1/1. It is what it is. Burning Tree. Oh, it was like some type of counter? What? I was like, no way. Forest. Yeah, they're probably just on, again, some type of Twiddle Storm deck. Burning Tree, Skargan on 1. And then I guess I just cast Land Grant by revealing my hand. It sucks to reveal my hand, but I'd rather thin my deck. Let's just get Tree Line, pass. All right, we made 5 power on 2, so we'll see if that's good. They can't really play a creature. Reach through mists, main phase, and then cycle Ashburns. So they're looking for lands, I guess. Rancor, that was a good draw. That was a really good draw. Okay, so let's just go Tree Line, Rancor, attack with everything. I could bolt now, but I don't see the real reason to. So I have a 3-turn clock, basically. They might have some type of fogs or something, but they also just might not. Because considering we've played 2 tap lands, I've played a lot of spells. I played 2 tap lands, and by turn 3, played 5 spells, and I could play 6. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I guess Burning Tree and Land Grant essentially replace themselves, so I guess that doesn't mean that much. But still, it just speaks to like the potential explosive nature of the deck, even with tap lands. They're gonna have to try to go off like on their turn 4, which I'm sure it's possible. Reach through miss. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just. I guess this could be a new build of Arcane Storm. Of the. Yeah, they just concede. Okay. This should be a good matchup for us because we have 4 Pyroblasts. I don't know. I don't know what they're on. I don't know if they have those 4 mana enchantments. The 4 mana enchant lands. So like, what is the it's like something festival. It's I don't even remember, I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I could just do something as simple as side out 4 Savage Swipe, side in 4 Pyroblast, call it a day. I could bring in like 1 Serene Heart over like a Chain Lightning, just to get them maybe, just in case they have it. It's probably worth it because if I'm able to blow up one of those 4 mana enchant lands, that could just stop them from going off. I don't want Weather the Storm. They probably will win by mill. We have 3 Riverwillows main. This should be, like I said, a good matchup. So the last card I need to sideboard out is probably Chain Lightning, just because it's not a recurring damage source. All right, let's go. I don't know if I even want Serene Heart. Maybe Chain Lightning is just better. Let's go back if I can. I'll bring in Serene Heart if I don't even know. Let's see if we got it. Nope. Chain Lightning in the sideboard. Okay, so we have the Serene Heart in the deck, but maybe it'll work out. All right, let's keep this. This hand's even a little bit. I guess it's not even that slow because I can go turn 2 Nettle, turn 3 Burning Tree, Rancor, plus Chain Lightning even if I want. Okay, the Evolving Wilds, sure. River Boa. Okay, well, that's a good thing to play after the Burning Trees. Ash Barrens get Island. Play Boiler Works. Okay, they haven't played an island yet, but they have one in hand. Oh, yes. Untapped land. Thank you. That was ideal. We're just going to have multiple Burning Tree draws both games. That's pretty insane. Go. 6 power on turn 2. Not bad. And then I get to play a Rancor on turn 3 to attack for 8 on turn 3. Peer through depths. Yep. It's just Arcane Storm. They have what's that? The draw 3, then discard 3 at end of turn. They have Psychic Puppetry, which is splice onto Arcane for 1 mana. So they play all those Arcane spells, so they can always splice this, untapping their bounce lands. Oh wow, we drew Pyroblast. I'm just like drawing insane in this match here. They could have some type of red spells, so let's just Rancor up the River Boa, hit, and then I think leave up Pyroblast here. I could just play Nettle. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I need to play Nettle to have lethal next turn. But I want to also be able to stop them from going off. It's pretty close, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, there's a good chance they can go off on their next turn. They might try to anyway. I'm just going to pass with Pyroblast up. I just want to have interaction, even though this increases my clock by what, full turn. I think it's worth it because if they go off and win this turn, I lose. But if I have Pyroblast up, I'm able to mess up their combo. They probably can't win this turn or next turn. So this is what I was scared of. Okay. Well, I still have Pyroblast up for next turn, which is good. Or if I draw a bolt, I win. Land grant. Guess that doesn't really matter. Should have just played the Nettle, but they probably would have tried to go off at that point. I really don't even really want to reveal my hand. Obviously, I'm wishing I played Nettle, but I did not. Yeah, I just don't want to reveal my hand. I guess I can play Chain Lightning so they can't fire it back at anything. Could also just have 1 mana up. Alright, I'm just not going to play it. Might have been a mistake. Should have maybe just jammed the Nettle. I guess they could have Cannonade here. If they do, I can just regenerate and then still have a lethal creature. So that might not be good enough. Ideas Unbound. So if I just counter this, they don't get to untap. Hydroblast. Okay. I'll just F6 at this point. Maybe I shouldn't yet, but I will if they like start to go off. They still have a Psychic Puppetry in hand. They have to win this turn. And this was my game to win. I needed to play Nettle. Another Ideas Unbound, splicing the Psychic Puppetry. It's such a good combo. It's like draw 3 for 0 mana. It even makes mana, actually, when they have this going. Even had the Hydroblast? Jeez. It's definitely not guaranteed that they kill me from this position. Wait, I cannot be F6 right now. I need to leave up Regenerate. Jesus. That was close. Another Dawn's Reflection. Yeah, Market Festival, same thing. So this is 4 mana enchant land, and whenever the land is tapped, it adds 2 additional mana. Then they Psychic Puppetry or another Ideas Unbound into Psychic Puppetry. Stream of Thought target themselves. They have multiple Weather the Storms. Man, I should have gone for the Nettle. I can just regenerate like in response to this. It's technically not the right play, so I'll just keep leaving up mana. They chose to not shuffle. It's not ideal. Reach through mists, splice puppetry. This splice mechanic is so brutal. Okay, did they find the win? They might just get brainstorm locked here. Do they have any outs? They concede. Whew, didn't get punished. GG's. GG's, Bryant. Fun match, fun match. My draws were pretty insane there. So, we'll see. Just hanging around to see if they say something, but they weren't quite able to storm off. That deck is really sweet. They've been working on it for a while, and it's actually like pretty scary, to be honest. Like, as you can see, they had a good chance to go off. They drew 6 cards, they made a ton of mana, but they just couldn't quite ultimately get there. GG's, Bryant. All right, 2-1 now. Nice. We barely lost a burn. It was so close to being 3-0. I guess we wouldn't have played Ticklebush and we wouldn't have played Bryant, but those are 2 good opponents. So it's not like we had like easy street. See you in round 4. All right, welcome to round 4 against Live One. What does /O mean? I don't know what that means because I guess I'm a boomer. So somebody tell me what that means. But Mulligan sounds terrible. Oh God. They said, "Are you streaming too, or just recording for YouTube?" Just recording for YouTube right now. No streaming. I just prefer recording for YouTube. It's just works better with my schedule, and I just like it better, honestly. So just doing what makes me happy. I think I need to go to 5. No streaming right now. No streaming. So, I mean, this 6-card hand is already just like not that great, right? I can go like Mountain Curdape, and then attack, and then play a Scargan, but then I have nothing left. But the thing is, if I go to 5, my 5 might not be much better than this, and at least with this hand, I have a lot of lands. I'm just gonna keep. I can put like a forest back. All right. Well, this is going to be trouble because I might not be able to hit with this Curdape. I think this opponent was on Boros Monarch last time, or did they just crush us when they were on Affinity? I can't remember. Okay, Burning Tree's actually potentially a good draw. It's Curdape as a 1/1. Pass. Alright, it's just Affinity. Looks like I am going to be able to have a decent turn 2 here. So I play Forest. Okay, there's a Chain Lightning. Do I even Chain Lightning Thraben? It might be safer. Like, what else am I really going to want to Chain Lightning? Let's just... Oh, no, I can't. I can't. I have to just attack because I need to play this post-combat. Yeah, they just take. Okay. Well, this is probably a better play anyway. They said, "Mom, I'm on YouTube." Well, I guess I can Chain Lightning this now. I don't even know if Thraben is really doing anything. I'm just not going to Chain Lightning it. All right. What you got, Live One? Nothing too explosive here, please. I think last time maybe we were on Jun PhD and they just like comboed us out twice. Okay, well this is bad. I just need to send all. Oop, I just need to send all and then 2 for 1 myself with the Chain Lightning. I can't just have them have a 4/4 this whole time. Like, I'm not gonna win the long game here. So definitely not ideal, but I think it's what I have to do. Just playing a tree line. Maybe Highland Forest would have been better there, but I'm not even sure. Prism into another Mirror Enforcer. Damn. The good news is we have triple Gorilla Shaman, double Gleeful Sabotage. Got punished. Immediately punished. Could have just cast that. I mean, I'm still super far behind here, but I think I have a chance. It's just not looking good. I need them to basically not have anything. Wow, they're attacking? That seems aggressive. I guess they could have like Galv Blast up now. Wow. All right, well, triple Mirror Enforcer and a Tog. All right, we're dead. Just need to draw Gorilla Shaman, basically, the next 2 games. We have 3 of them, so that's something. Savage Swipe. I can Savage Swipe a Curdape onto Mirror Enforcer. Let's do it. They're going to sack to a Tog, I assume. They do. Okay. This still resolves, right? Still get +2/+2? Yeah. So they have a 3/4. So if they sack another artifact, they can eat my Curdape. Do I want to trade Curdape for a random artifact? I feel like no. Maybe I should just attack with it though. I'm not going to. I need to be able to double block this Mirror Enforcer. They crack Clue. Definitely in trouble, like I've been saying. Drew just too many lands here as well. Okay. So I need to block Burning Tree here, just trade for a random artifact, and then double block here. If they have Galv Blast, I lose, but I guess I could have triple blocked the Mirror Enforcer, but then I just died to this, so I actually couldn't. Galv Blast, not even tapping the Great Furnace, just because they can. And then they eat that, kill my board. Probably draw a second Atog, sure, doesn't do much, but okay, we draw a land. Okay, that was a thrashing. Triple Mirror Enforcers is tough. We have fantastic sideboard. 5 great hate cards. Riverboa, not great. Might just be fine. Just a 2/1 regenerate is decent against like blocking a Tog. And I mean Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt aren't that great either. Plus this gives me more ways to Savage Swipe stuff, which I don't even know how good that is. Don't want to side out Curdape because Curdape Savage Swipe is actually pretty insane. Mirror Enforcer is just a massive problem. Packmate isn't great. It's not really what this matchup's about. It's just all coming down to this, I think, honestly. I don't think I want Pyroblast. I don't really like it in this matchup. They might have like Thoughtcast and maybe a couple of One Mind or something, and that's it. I could just try to keep all my creatures and just be aggressive and go wide. Cut like Chain Lightnings. At least I can cut like 2. I can cut 1 Riverboa. I don't want too many of them because if I draw multiples, it's like it's not even that good. It's just a 2/1 regenerate. It's not likely ever gonna have Island Walk. Let's just do this. All right. Not certain about this sideboard plan either, but let's try it. Play first, yes. I have a land grant, but it's the only land. So I'm going land grant for tapped green red land, but honestly no Gorilla Shaman makes this sketchy hand probably just not worth it. It's just mulligan. All right, going to 5. Now probably just looking for Gorilla Shaman. Let's go to 5. Damn it. Don't even have a red mana with this hand either. Just gonna go to 4. 0 lands. Just nothing worked out. Sucks. Let's go to 3. Okay. Keep this. That was rough. Oh, I have to put 4 cards back. Yeah, I'm on 3. Playing a 1/1 Pit Skulk just doesn't do anything. I guess if I just draw Mountain or something, I can do okay. Maybe I'll just keep Packmate even. Try to draw into a red source. Obviously, my opening 7 was the best because it was somewhat functional. Wow, turn 1 Quinthawk just going? Sure. This is pretty bad though. Because now even if I draw a land grant, I get a tap land and they have Darksteel as well. That's funny. Okay, there we go. Might as well attack. I could not attack, but probably going to play Gorilla Shaman, kill the land they play. Hope they can't Gallop Blast my Gorilla Shaman. Skyfisher, bounce the land I can kill. That's funny. Definitely in trouble here. Because now even if like they play this land, yeah, I can kill it, but they have 4 power in the air as well. Wow, second Darksteel. Could not have worked out worse for me, honestly. I can try to race, but it's going to be tough. I'll just play a NACATL here, untap my Nettle. Okay. Third Darksteel. Jesus. They probably know that I'm mulling for Gorilla Shaman. The triple Darksteel hand. That is brutal. Attack, play a Curd Ape. I guess I'll play this land. Alright. They have a 2-turn clock. I hit for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they just win with Gallop Blast here? They have 6 cards in hand. If they don't have Gallop Blast, I'm not dead. I guess they also need a green spell to untap Nettle to represent lethal, but if they just don't attack with Skyfisher, I'm not even that close. Okay, okay. Let's take that message away. We're not dead. Rancor, that's a green spell. So which creature do I want to Rancor? I can play Gorilla Shaman, kill Ancient Den right now, but then they can just float mana during their main phase, and I still need to play Rancor. I should Rancor up one of my 2/2s because that allows that to attack as well. I guess it's Nettle because this one is going to be hard to untap next turn potentially. If they had Galblast, they would have just attacked and killed us. What if I attack with everything? They go Core Skyfisher, block, Wild NACATL, Glinthawk, Chump Packmate, or Glinthawk, block Nettle. Then they take 5 and I lose my Wild NACATL. It's honestly probably worth it. So yeah, they go Core Skyfisher, eat Wild NACATL. And then Glinthawk trade for Nettle, and then I get to recast Rancor. I think this is the play. I need them to make blocks here. I need them to have to block with Glinthawk. Okay, they're blocking like that. Damn, if I had a bolt, that would actually be lethal. Oh, Blue Blast the Kurdape. Okay. Well, now this Gorilla Shaman can resolve. So I lose my NACATL. They take 4 down to 5. But now I'm not dead to Galv Blast. And I do have this. Get to kill Ancient Den for what that's worth. It's not worth much. They only have one colored source here. My board's pretty massive. They're at 5. Thoughtcast? Oh, Blue Blast. Okay. Another Prism. There. I guess I need to draw a green spell. Most of my spells are green spells or burn spells. Okay. Guess I'll just start by just attacking with this. And if they don't block, I can just Chain Lightning them. And they have the Galv Blast on that. Okay. Wonder if I Chain Lightning this. Or if I Chain Lightning face. I mean, I'm at 8. I want to Chain Lightning now while they can't fire it back. So I need to cast it. I think killing this is right. Thought they might take there because I put them on not having Galvanic Blast because that was at 8 and they had 4 power in the air. 3 cards left. Thoughtcast. They really got around that Gorilla Shaman. This was a mulligan to 3. They're at 5. Another Gorilla Shaman? Oh god. I'm at 8. Wild NACATL, okay. How funny would it be to block here? I think it might actually be correct. Cart Clan, okay. They just Cart Clan for 2. They get to draw a card. Now, I don't know if I have outs. I go to 4. They have 3 cards in hand. Thriving Heath, okay. I guess another creature could do it. GG's. We did well. We fought well for a mulligan to 3. See you around the leagues. 2-2. Got kind of crushed there. I mean, this deck is going to struggle with mulligans, I think. Just because, like I was saying, it's basically like impossible to keep the like mulligans at bay. And it looks like my green screen's a little bit off. I hope it hasn't been off the whole time. Let me fix that. All right, round 5, regulation D. GLHF. Let's play first. This hand is close. This deck might look a little familiar. I'm going to say the one you're playing. They're probably playing my list from the challenge. Oh man, do I want to... Let's see. I don't draw a land. How bad is this hand? It's pretty bad. I do have 2 Rancors, which is massive. I have a Riverboat, and if I draw any land... Oh, let's get learned up. Oh, nice. It's Jund with Learn. It makes me want to mulligan this hand even more. So, I mean, they could be lying, obviously, but I'm going to mulligan now. I don't know if that's cheating, but I don't think it is. This hand is also pretty bad, but let's keep it. Do I put back a Chain Lightning or a Wild NACATL? Probably a Chain Lightning. Let's put back a Chain Lightning. Then lead Nettle. So they're playing probably my list from today, which is Jund with Learn. That video just came out today when I'm recording this. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to say Jundum. Okay, pass the turn. Is it? Yeah, it probably is. Okay, there's Highland Forest. Nice. I think that's better than Foretell Packmate because I can just play NACATL this turn. So it's attack for 2. I mean, who knows? Maybe keeping the original hand would have been better in the dark regardless. So we'll see. They say, whoa. Mountain. Okay, it definitely is Jund. I think this is going to be a tough matchup for us. And the fact that they're on this, if they're on the Jund Learn deck, it's a really bad matchup because they have Cram Session, which is just gain 4 life, draw a card in the main. And then they have like 2 Cannonades main. They have a bunch of removal. They foretell a Packmate. Okay, well, I can actually deal with that. This is looking sketchy. I think I play, I guess, Mountain and then foretell. So I hope they just play Wolf and then play Tapland or something, because then I'm going to be able to go Savage Swipe, cast Wolf next turn, which is going to be a really good turn. If they just go Land Cannonade, I'm just like in so much trouble. Cycle Ashbarrens, get Swamp, play Wolf. Opponent showing off with the lands. Okay, well, this is good for me. It essentially was tap land, play Wolf. We draw another land. Okay, let's go Packmate ourselves. Untap. Oh, this was wrong. I needed a Savage Sight first. Hopefully that doesn't cost me. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking I want to draw first. Hopefully they just play another Packmate. Let's go to Savage Swipe here. So I should have had an untapped Nettle, but now I don't. So I'm definitely in trouble now. And I do hit them down to 8, and I have a lot of power on board, but they can also gain a lot of life. I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna. I know what deck they're playing. They told me they're playing my Jund Learn deck, Jund PhD. I have 7 power. They're at 8, but if they go like untapped land Wolf, they actually lose because I have another Savage Swipe. So we might just be able to just get there. It's gonna be close. Okay, there's the Cannonade. Sketchy. There's a Chain Lightning. They don't have any more lands. Interesting. I wonder if I should fire off the Chain Lightning right now. I don't see why I would want to. Chainer's Edict. Okay. So I have 7 outs. I have 4 Bolt, 3 Chain Lightning in the deck. Rancor is not it. Just pass the turn. They're stuck on 3 mana, though. That's not great for them. I mean, if they play a Field Trip here, get Environmental Sciences, that's going to be bad, because then they could go up to 7 next turn. Yep. They're going to get Environmental Sciences for sure. Damn. Bolt. Oh no. All right. Pass the turn. I'm in trouble. I wonder if I could just play like 2 copies of Shrek in this deck. Might be a reasonable way to go. Or maybe just build the deck differently and just like plan on like playing a more mid-rangey game. Damn. And they foretell a Packmate. Well, these draws have not been stellar. Damn. Felt like I had a good chance here. They stumbled a little bit, but now they're just pulling too far ahead. I'm gonna keep fighting because I could still draw like 2 more lightning bolts if they don't have any life gain. Okay, well, had to say it. They get another environmental sciences. Yeah. This deck is good. This deck is sick. I should play with this more, honestly. I cannot, I never am upset to lose to my own brews. Oh no, I draw one drop. Jesus. I might as well Chain Lightning this and then play my one drop and then Rancor it up. I'm in trouble though. I just drew like so many Savage Swipes back to back to back to back when they were just not good. Now they're just going to probably Dino or Boarding Party. They have 7 cards in hand and a Chainer's Edict in the yard. That's what Lurin will do. Just ultimate grind fest. And they're at 13. I had a couple outs, but yeah, we're dead. And I don't think I really have anything in the sideboard. I could bring in like one copy of Gleeful Sabotage for Bonders, but Bonders isn't even that good in this matchup. I think I might just not sideboard. But yeah, this is a rough matchup for sure. There you go, cast down. Do they have another wolf? River Boa. Okay. This might be tough for them to deal with. Now I could rate. Oh, they have Chainer's Edict. Damn, they have Chainer's Edict. Let's hope they just miss it, I guess. Might as well just Rancor it up. They're gonna just Chainers me though. I'll keep fighting. I'll keep fighting. Yeah, I mean, might just want to keep the River Bows in as a 2-1 regenerate here. If they just Dino, I'll concede to that. If they Chainer's Edict, I guess I'll keep playing, but yeah, this is Chainers. I'm dead. Oh, it's Dino. Let's just see what they hit for fun. Cram session. All right, all right, all right. Let's go to game 2. That deck is sweet. I'm telling you, I should play that deck more. I'm gonna tell them. I was like, yeah, it makes me want to play Jun more. That was sweet. It just like felt like they like, yeah, they it felt like they drew badly, and then once they just stabilized with the field trip, there was no possible way for them to lose. Like they had 7 cards in hand, they had gained 10 life or something, and it was just like there's no way. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run it back. It plays itself. It is actually a pretty easy deck to play. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. All right. Let's go game 2. All right, game 2 against Jun PhD. Would you like to play first? Yes. Triple Packmate, 1 land. Going to 6. Can't cast these Curt Apes. I have to go to 5. This is the problem with this deck, I think. I think we're just going to end up 2-3 in this league. This matchup is just also just seems incredibly hard. Like if they cast a cram session, like it feels like we can't even win. They kept 7. Let's go to 5. I actually have to keep this. Let's keep. I can put back Wild NACATL plus Bolt, and then go turn 1 Curt Ape off the mountain, and then turn 2 Burning Tree into River Boa. It's obviously not good, but maybe if I draw like Forest or something here, I can do something. I mean, I have to keep this hand, right? This deck just does seem like it needs some work. I mean, I just brewed this one up, and it seems like it's like a kind of a tough build. Curt Ape does not even get plus here. It's pretty embarrassing. And I can't regenerate this either. I guess I could have just played a 2-2 NACATL instead of the River Boa. I'm not sure. that is embarrassing though. They name black and then they play a bog. Interesting. Okay, okay. Attack for 6. Can't regenerate and cannot play NACATL yet, but at least I have some type of pressure here. Let's see if they just go cram session here. Or field trip maybe. Jeez. Okay, well at least I found that. Okay, let's go land grant for tree line, play NACATL, attack. Okay. Got 5 power. They have 3 toughness. That's good. They have triple cannonade post board as well. Cram session. Can they cast the environmental sciences here though? Do they have untapped land? Also, just like environmental science, cram session for environmental science, like guarantees that you can hit more land drops and go up to 7 lands for Dino and boarding party really easily. I think that deck is honestly pretty good. It struggles against like, I guess combo, but it should be good against like the other mid range and just like fair decks. Like they've gained 6 lives. They drew a land they needed. They tutor for a basic. It's really good. I want to work on it. Crit Acre going down. Riverball, let's go. Does have regenerate. They're only on 4 mana here. They're at 12. They've gained 6 life. 6 life. I'm fighting. Doing what I can. That would have been embarrassing if my crit died to the cannonade. Cast down. Another cram session, go to 16. Get environmental sciences. Gain 2 more, go to 18. Jesus. I wonder if that deck should have 3 environmental sciences. 2 is probably enough because by the second one, you're going to have a lot of lands at that point. Brutal. Might as well just get Forest here, I suppose. So I have triple regenerate up. I don't know if it matters, but land grant also does thin your deck a little bit because every land grant you draw, it takes that out of the deck plus another land. So it's kind of like a fetch land in that sense. But if they just boarding party here, it's like, it's going to be so tough to win. They've just gained 12 life this game so far. I think I have to attack with both here. Jeez. Okay, okay. Why don't I attack with both? They're going to just trade for NACATL, and then I'll play a Packmate. I have to fight through this. Like, it's going to eat a burn spell or NACATL or something. And this way I at least get in for 2 damage. Yeah, they're going to trade. Lightning bolt. Okay. Still going. I'm still fighting. Bonders. Okay. What did they get on that last cram session? Expanded anatomy? That's interesting. Now I kind of want to wait because I think they're going to play expanded anatomy and then I can bolt in response. No, I'm just going to bolt now and then attack for 5. I think that's better than waiting. Drawing land is obviously not good. I can't believe I have them down to 10 here. They've gained 16 life this game. Dino. Yep. Into boarding party. Why you gotta do me like that? Into lightning bolt. Regulation PhD. GG's regulation. That was fun. All right, we got our 50 play points. Yeah, the mana just seemed like it was like it's like pretty rough here. Um, we also just didn't draw that great, but I mean, I think this deck is just not going to draw that great. I'm kind of off it at this point, honestly. I just think it's rough. Like you have like these savage sets, which we saw can be awkward draws. You just can't really have untapped green and red sources early for all this stuff. It's just like it's just too difficult. And yeah, we have mostly green cards and mostly untapped green sources, but these tap lanes really do slow you down. NACATL is interesting, but I just don't think this is really the build for it. So maybe I'll try some other NACATL mid-range decks, but yeah, this kind of got crushed. I felt lucky to get the wins that I did, honestly, but I had a lot of fun. It's always fun to try new stuff. My channel, youtube.com, excuse me, youtube.com/snapbolt. Check it out, subscribe, like this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.